There are events beyond imagination, moments where physics becomes a nightmare.
Warning, shockwave inbound. Brace for impact.
Impact registered. Shields holding at 85%. Minor hull stress detected.
Evasive maneuvers engaged. Calculating optimal path through debris field.
11,000 meters below sea level. Here, darkness is an entity, and pressure is an eternal god. This is the U-9 Krait, a technological marvel built to explore where man dares not tread.
All systems operating at optimal efficiency. Patrolling Sector Gamma 7.
Everything was quiet, a silence that had lasted for millennia.
Anomaly detected. Analyzing.
Unidentified energy signature. Cross-referencing databases. No match found.
The explorer's curiosity won out over caution. Krait moved in to investigate. A forgotten relic from another era, a ghost from the past.
Analysis complete. Object identified. Legacy era autonomous weapon. Power core is in critical decay.
Core integrity failure. Chain reaction is imminent and irreversible.
Detonation in 90 seconds. Escape vector is non-viable. Proximity is critical.
Emergency protocols activated. Diverting all non-essential power to shields.
The peaceful explorer transformed itself into a steel fortress, ready to challenge the laws of nature. No retreat. That is the only rule when facing an unavoidable storm.
Reactor output rerouted. Shields are charging to maximum capacity. All other systems on standby.
Calculating shockwave propagation. Predicting impact force and hull stress points.
10 seconds! Enough time for one world to end and another to begin? The energy, imprisoned for decades, was about to be set free. The moment of truth. There was no sound, no warning, only absolute silence before the storm. An artificial sun, born and died in an instant. Facing this unnatural light, the Krait was but a speck of dust in the storm.
Primary shockwave inbound. ETA, 4 seconds. Impact warning. All hands, brace.
The Krait didn't flee. It braced itself, turning into a lighthouse to defy the tsunami. Technology versus primal power. Light against pressure. Even with shielding, the shock penetrated to the very core of the ship. Every single weld, every single bolt was tested to its absolute limit.
Damage report. Hull integrity remains nominal. Shields absorbing majority of kinetic force. Rerouting power to compensate.
The Fury continued to reshape the face of the abyss, a place that had never been disturbed. But the main event had not yet begun. The first punch was merely a prelude to a stranger phenomenon. While the Krait assessed the damage, another, larger physical phenomenon was forming. The explosion's energy boiled millions of tons of water, creating a colossal steam bubble.
Bubble diameter exceeding maximum theoretical projections. Re-evaluating threat model.
Inside it was a hell of temperature and pressure, a separate world that existed for mere seconds.
Stabilization protocols in progress. Damage control teams deployed.
The machine healed itself, a testament to its programmed resilience.
Primary threat has passed. Secondary phenomenon now represents the primary threat.
At a certain point, the kinetic energy of the explosion could no longer overcome the pressure of the ocean. The bubble began to collapse in on itself, at a speed even faster than its formation. Helios discovered a terrifying truth. This collapse would not be a silent one. There was no time to rest. No room for error. The second battle was about to begin.
Shields are insufficient. Engaging active countermeasures. The phase shift counterwave is our only option.
Calculating optimal frequency and amplitude for wave cancellation. This is theoretical. The risk is substantial.
The second weapon of destruction was being loaded, ready to fire. A strange and deadly shape, signaling the birth of a water jet.
Timing is critical. Firing sequence initiated. Standing by for optimal release window.
The singularity. The point where all energy is focused before erupting once more. And this was something no simulation could accurately predict. The second tsunami of energy. This collapse unleashed a follow-up punch from the ocean, sometimes even stronger than the initial explosion. A spear of water shot through kilometers of ocean to pierce the sky. The second shockwave was born, and it was aimed directly at the Krait. This was not a weapon. It was a tool to bend physics, a way to say no to destruction.
Counterwave deployed. Wavefront propagating.
Modulating frequency in real time. Terabytes of data processed per nanosecond. Preparing for wave intersection.
The moment of intersection. The moment when two opposing realities were about to collide. A silent war of frequencies. A duel between order and chaos. Where the Krait's wave passed, peace was restored, an oasis of order in the midst of the storm.
Warning, emitter temperature exceeding safety limits. Maintaining output is critical.
Wave cancellation successful. Energy levels of the shockwave are in terminal decline.
The fury was being tamed. The destructive energy returned to a harmless state. It didn't just block. It healed the wound the explosion had inflicted upon space.
Secondary threat neutralized.
Its mission was complete. The opposing symphony had ended. All that remained was the afterglow of an impossible battle, a heavy silence.
Countermeasure system disengaged. All systems returning to standby.
The scars of a silent battle, proof that the impossible had been made possible.
Alert status deactivated. All systems returning to normal operational parameters.
Countermeasure successful. Mission data on the event is secured. We survived.
Warning, proximity alert. Entering post-detonation turbulence zone. Multiple high-energy vortices detected.
Evasive action required. Maximum thrust engaged.
The storm had passed, but its remnants remained.
Route calculated. Navigating through path of least resistance.
Collision alert. Evasive maneuver alpha executed.
Survival is not a destination, but a journey.
Vortex cleared. Warning, high-density particulate and debris field detected ahead.
Calculating optimal trajectory through debris field. Pathing solution found. Engaging autopilot.
A dance of life and death, performed where there were no spectators.
Debris field cleared. Warning, unstable geothermal vent detected. External temperature rising rapidly.
Emergency coolant system engaged. Hull temperature stabilizing.
Leaving chaos behind, Krait returned to the silence it knew. From a safe distance, it observed the work of destruction it had just survived.
All systems nominal. Threat zone cleared. Mission accomplished.
The ship continued its journey, carrying priceless data and the story of an unseen battle.
All data from the event has been successfully recorded and archived. A new chapter in physics has been written.
But sometimes, when one thing ends, another begins. The abyss.